carries the food or plants so we can have food on Mars. This dome is seasonally controlled so it helps the plants grow.
Plants would not survive if they were put out in the open.
This dome also supports the plants from sandstorms.
On Mars, the sandstorms are very violent.
This is just the dome shape, so
If you open it up,
you can see the plants that represent. And then this is just represents the sands on Mars.
yeah.
And then for the food on Mars, they eat dehydrated beef, stabilized pork chops, and they actually make space pizzas, but it's not like our type of pizza we have on Earth. I don't think they cook it, and they just bring it to Mars.
There's scarce shelter on Mars, so maybe they live underground, and rocks can also be used for shelter.
When astronauts land on Mars, there will be food from Earth waiting for their use.
Because nobody can breathe carbon dioxide, but plants can, the plants give us air.
Earth's food is only for emergencies. They can eat applesauce, soup, and baby food in toothpaste tubes.
Mars Curiosity Mars rover saw a pattern typical of a lake floor sedimentary deposit done to location where flowing water entered a lake.
The water has to be sucked out of all food in a vacuum chamber.
The rover captures a stunning selfie with drilling at site known as Par Hump Hills.
This diagram depicts potential means by which methane might incorporate into Mars' atmosphere sources and disappear from the atmosphere sinks.
Okay, great.
And so this is our shelter that we've built for Mars so that it can actually stay stable and survive all the sandstorms on Mars. So the shelter would be constructed of a thick fabric material with heavy thermal insulation because Mars is very cold, negative 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The dome has solar panels that will generate electricity and heat. The shelter has an antechamber with airlocks to prevent oxygen from leaking out from the breathable airspace. The windows are made of multi-layer reflective plastic film. Sunlight can pass through into the shelter but prevent infrared heat light from escaping, creating a greenhouse effect. This could be used on the roof of a farm building to grow vegetation also. The living quarters of the shelter could be below ground to help reduce exposure to the higher levels of radiation to humans. Mars does not have the same protective atmosphere as Earth does, and humans may be at risk for genetic damage. And the shelter is also built for aerodynamics so that in a sandstorm it would not go directly hit the building, so it would blow over it. And then here is the airlock door. And this is the antechamber so that none of the air gets out. This is a solar panel. And then these are the solar panels, and we put them on top so that anywhere you go, like anywhere the sun is, you'll still have energy being produced. And then these are the windows here, and one on the back, and that's basically it.
Wow, very good. Okay, we're going to be quiet, please.
We used our imagination a lot, and these we pretended that they were like rovers and like rocket ships that would go around trying to find water.
Wow.
So those were things I made the rover.
Let me see the rover first. So explain it to us.
So, do you want to explain how you made it?
Sure. We used pencils and stuck them and glued them here. As you can see, one of them fell out.
So would that be the landing gear?
Yeah. Yeah, this would be the landing gear. We have a little light because it's probably pretty dark on Mars. Mm-hmm. And this is our captain. He drives the ship and he looks for water.
That's awesome.
And then the water goes
Great.
in.
I love it. That's very creative.
And then it brings it back to our transportation.
Okay, good. All right. And let's see your rocket. How'd you make that?
So we put construction paper as like the little pointy part, and then we filled it up with
Oh, neat. So actually, you can make it even bigger than it is,
Yeah.
right?
We can expand.
Bigger and smaller.
And then this is like a little like window.
Very cool.
Then it goes around Mars trying to find
Yeah,
water,
around
and
also
also
trying
trying
to
to find water.
Right.
And it
What's
brings it
next?
to this machine.
And then it brings it to this machine.
So dirty water from Mars.
Sometimes it takes a few tries.
This is water from Mars.
The
So
frozen lakes on Mars have
yeah,
like,
there's
dirty
frozen
water.
lakes on Mars. So we would pour the water into the filter very slowly, and then it'll come out and filter the water.
Then all the water.
Now we have like a lot of dirt in here. There's a lot of dirt in here.
Tries
It takes a few tries to get it
out.
Yeah.
So the dirty water goes
Because-
into here so we can drink the clean water.
Because look right here how much dirt we have in there.
There's a lot of dirt.
Sure, I can see it. Absolutely.
any more than.
Wow. So
So-
that is awesome. Now, how did you make that? That's incredible.
Gianna actually brought in. It's called like My Filtration Fish Tank or something.
Uh-huh.
So
And you
Gianna
are
brought that in.
basically simulating that if you had water from,
Yeah. So
if you had water
see,
from,
there's dirty water in here.
right, right,
So like,
And
there's
this is
dirt.
getting cleaner also.
okay.
So this water is getting cleaner also, but there's still a lot of dirt down there, so you have to do it.
And it's under the rocks, so we really can't get it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now what we do is there's like a lot of communities. There's the communities on Mars. No, it's alright. And we try to transport Mars to every community, which we try to transport to every community that there is on Mars. So what we do is we take this straw, and then it'll just go into the cup so it transports water.
So this is the water from like the frozen lakes, and it will go in.
Here, I got it.
So there are water from the lakes that's thawed.
Yeah. And then we put it in here, and it comes out, and there's water dripping out of it.
So we have a machine. When we first look at it, you don't see much, but it can change the universe. It is a machine that changes water from Earth to Mars. That we use to create this is a box and straws. This box will have to be a space station, and the straws will connect from Earth to Mars. When you pour the water in the top of the box, straws, it comes out of the other side of the box.
So this is a way of getting water to all the different communities?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
each community would have like
Each
one of these
community-
huge
yes.
buckets.
Yeah.
And obviously this is a scaled down model.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
would be a huge sort of
Yeah.
water
Like-
filtering system, the big one,
Like
right?
at least like a mile long.
And then they would collect these,
Thanks, and then
containers of water and bring it to their community.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then our other thing was oxygen. This was
So
just
this
water.
is our oxygen tank.
This is like the full package. We came up with something.
next we have
It's very effective. We came up with something. You can buy this on MarsEbay.com.
Okay.
So, like, you can look in here, and we have like this oxygen.
Yeah, but we need
So-
an oxygen mask.
So we put it on her,
Just stay down, yeah.
and we put it on, and we start pumping oxygen. It goes through
yes,
there.
but you can also put on like the wings.
We also put on the wings.
So you can fly.
So
Since
you can-
Mars is so big, people get tired of walking, so they go above. Like sometimes with sandstorms, so they try to go
Sandstorms
above
are big,
the
so you can go
sandstorm.
above
It's
the
like a
top.
hoverboard.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And then you would put this in here.
So it's an oxygen tank, and then you would pump this.
You would put it on your back, and it would pump it into
And
the
as you can see, air is coming out.
Oh my gosh.
There's a hole down
Look
here.
at that. I feel it. Oh, I can breathe. Thank goodness. That's awesome.
so that's
What
our
a
oxygen
great
tank.
mask.
I have
You guys really didn't just fake it here. You really, you really invented something, and that's huge, So when you need to breathe, you would just squeeze.
Yeah, but, so every hour, since some can stay in here, and then every hour we have to pump this to get
You would
more.
just pump it
But
more.
we make multiple masks. This is
So
just
everybody can.
Right. So you could do that on the ground, or you could fly around with it, and you could be above the sandstorms too,
And it's
so
like
you don't get the sand.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. And what do we have up here?
For the posters, this is facts, and then these are photos. So I'll start with the photos. So these are the pictures of the frozen lakes. And then on Mars, it has 2 moons. So
They
Mars
don't have names.
Yeah, they don't have names, but they have 2 moons. And then this I don't really like know if it's true, but they found like a little like rover on Mars,
Yeah.
and then
They think it's an alien.
yeah, they
but-
think it's an alien, and then here's
Well,
another.
that's just a
Connor
picture,
does,
yeah,
so-
that somebody
Here's
bought.
another rover, and then pictures of Mars, and that's just
All right,
pictures.
now I'm gonna go to the facts. So there are a lot of dust storms on Mars, like sandstorms, and so that's why we have the oxygen mask.
And like we said, Mars has 2 moons, and then Mars is named after the Roman god of war.
So NASA is saying that they have found water on Mars so pure that we could drink it.
Right.
So that's why we have the filtration system.
And then
This would be huge.
Yeah, it would be like probably 50
Like
feet.
a water tower.
it is the 4th planet from the sun, and it was called the red planet.
It has short summers and long cold winters. It is like negative 80 Celsius.
The average temperature on Mars is similar to Antarctica. It's negative 80 below.
That's basically
Yeah.
our project. So.
There's more facts.
There are a lot of volcanoes. It has the largest volcano in the solar system, and it is 3 times the height of Mount Everest.
Great.
Breaking up oxygen and hydrogen in H2O can produce rocket fuel.
So for our rockets, we can fly to Earth.
That's right.
That's
All right. Good job, guys. Great job. And take some pictures now, you.
Number 1 was make a TV that is solar powered that will get the energy from the sun. And here's the TV.
power. Hello guys, today on my new cooking show. Hello guys, and we'll be cooking chicken parm today. As we can see in our natural habitat.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
And then our second goal was to create a game that involves gravity, and it'll be called Mars Ball.
So here's the arena, like the dome that we play it in. And the point of Mars Ball is there's 2 teams, and it's gravity. So it's like in a dome, so you can like run on the walls and stuff.
Wow.
It's like a mixture of soccer and football almost. So you have to kick them through.
And the goals are floating, and so is the ball.
That is so cool. I would have played that game. Very cool.
Our third goal was to invent a raceway that had heavy cars, so no gravity that can lift it up. The cars are remote controlled. This is called road racing.
Excuse me, teachers. May I see Joseph Mantle when it's convenient, please?
This is a hovercraft rover, and you can customize your own. And ours was a cat. And
So you customize your own rover. I love it. Oh my gosh. Nobody leave, please, anymore.
it it has like a booster in the
We
back.
got the exhaust back here.
And you
Got like a little
remote
license plate.
control it to try to control it with the gravity.
Wow. That is so cool. I love the lights.
And then we have our facts. Mars has 2 moons. One of them is doomed. According to NASA, most scientists believe that the red planet's gravity had snatched the moon long ago and forced them into orbit. Mars has frozen water today. Mars has a thin atmosphere that does not allow water to flow or remain in large groves in the surface, but we know for some that there is ice at the poles. If you weighed 100 pounds on Earth, you would weigh only 38 pounds on Mars.
NASA is the only agency that has managed to land on the planet so far.
And there's a picture of the 2 moons. And then you have Earth and Mars.
I love the clay there. That's really cool.
And then the size compared to Earth and Mars. And Earth. And then our day is 24 hours. Theirs is 24 hours and 40 minutes. And then on this one, there's also a couple facts. There's the tilt season. It has like different kinds of. It has the same seasons, but some are longer and like in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere.
And Earth days is 365, but Mars is 687, which is like double. So that's why 2 of the seasons are doubled, and then 2 of them are just normal.
Wow, very good.
And on
Great
this, we just have
research.
some pictures.
Good job. What is this here? Is that part of the
solar
panel?
panel.
Oh, the solar panel TV. Yeah, you said that's the solar panel. That's
It
awesome.
sort of looks like bacon.
Great job, everybody. Okay,
so
go ahead.
Me and Ethan. So Ethan built this, and I started out this. This was originally supposed to be a rocket ship, but then we sort of messed up, and we just said, what if it was just a tower we could connect to the house, so we can make it like bigger and all. So this is where an astronaut used to live, but he got crushed by a bunch of science projects. So
We can't find
rest
him
in
now.
peace, little space dude. And so
It's a civilian's house.
It's a civilian, by the way. And so this was the NASA food supply. So like they doubled a year of Earth. This is 1 year on Earth, so you would need 2 of these every Mars year. So
okay.
this is the food for NASA that NASA delivers to Mars and all. And yeah, you guys.
And wait, I have the gas thing. Whenever you open the door, gas is obviously gonna fill up the house. So
What kind of gas?
the natural
Natural gas to heat it?
well, no, the gas from Mars that would go inside when you open the door.
Okay, and why would
So-
you want that in there?
You wouldn't.
Oh, it keeps it out.
Yeah,
It's like a trap
this
door.
sucks all that gas into
Oh,
there.
it's an airlock.
Yeah, and
Airlock.
it puts in new oxygen so you can breathe.
Airlock with oxygen.
Yep.
I love it. I love
And
it.
so you have like a little traveling drone that could, like, if something was going on, you always have this drone that can like fly around the perimeter.
Oh, I love
So if like a
drones.
burglar tried to get in your house on Mars, don't know why he could, but and this is just to check the forecast and all.
Oh,
Spins
that's like a satellite.
yeah.
I love it. Great.
Yep. And your turn.
Wow, wonderful. So wait a minute, this food supply lasts a whole year? Wow.
On Earth.
On Earth, but
Half a year.
yeah, half
Oh,
a
a
year on
half a
Mars.
year. Okay, okay.
This is basically a backup dome for oxygen, which this is, okay, so this is a greenhouse with trees and stuff, and since trees give us oxygen, the oxygen goes through the greenhouse, through vents and pipes to the dome, and this is a dome, this is this, and it goes to like the civilian houses that give you
Okay, so this is like a whole oxygen.
through pipes.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
houses.
okay.
Well,
System.
This
Right.
is just this, but it's not. And
So it's going through its filtering. So it starts in the greenhouse, and then it goes through the filters and the piping, and then where does it end up?
and the houses.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, that's what this is for. Like this house.
Yes.
Apparently the pipes like go under the house.
Okay.
When this air, when this soaks up all the air that we can't breathe in, all the new air that like oxygen comes into the house. So
Very
And then it
creative.
disposes it back into the bad gas.
Right, oh, okay, so that's the oxygen that's gonna pump in while it keeps the bad gas out.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. And what is this here? Is that a house? Okay, so these are all houses that you pump the oxygen in from the greenhouse. And what is this here?
This is the backup, like in case somehow
All
this
this air.
fails.
So there's oxygen in that dome and you
Yes.
just
Yeah.
go in there and
Have to be
hang
quick
out.
to get in there.
Quick, yeah, okay.
So,
All right.
like food and shelter. So we have some facts. Like transportable supplies are, of course, needed. Many of which will be likely used during the 7 months of travel time from Earth to Mars. That's
Right.
a really long time.
Yeah.
And at first glance, here is an asset for what might be required, and then some pictures.
Where'd you get those pictures?
I
I love them.
looked up food and shelter on Mars.
That's exactly what we're building here almost, huh? That's so cool. Great.
This is what a Mars colony would look like. That's a picture.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome.
And then we have
For greenhouse-like shelters, multi-layer reflective type plastic films could be used, so it can be protected.
Uh-huh. I love it. Great stuff.
And that's
Okay, so
So wait a minute, what's the reflective type plastic films used for?
to protect like the oxygen from getting out.
Oh, okay, good thinking. Okay, Stan. All right, what's this other one here?
This is basically explaining the dome.
Don't zoom
The
too
dome pumps oxygen to the houses. The dome is full of oxygen from Earth and the plants.
The second oxygen dome is connected to the greenhouse, which the plants release oxygen, and that's delivered to here and all.
Uh-huh.
And as you can see here, here's the example. So it goes into there. The greenhouse, which is the clay thing. This pipe is the pipe cleaners, and it just brings all the oxygen to the dome, and then that dome gives air to the astronauts.
Awesome. Oh, I like how you explained that. You explained a little bit better there when you had that poster with it all on there.
And here's another colony on Mars.
Yes.
Wow.
There's several different colors.
Is that it? Great job, guys. Good job. Wouldn't it be so cool if you guys could see this, in your lifetime? You can stop now.
First we have an ice cream parlor, and there's 3 different flavors, strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. And this can be used for kids if they want a special treat or something. And also,
So is that like the building?
yeah.
It's a scaled down model
Yeah.
of the building.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And astronaut ice cream is a thick, solid ice cream that they have to use in space instead of liquid because it will
And we're handing some out at the end.
Okay.
Next we have this gravity dome.
So what, tell me what JA is, how's that have to do with community? Just explain that.
Well, it's
People can have food.
no, it's for fun and for a job.
Kind of like an entertainment place.
Yes.
Like
Okay.
Entertainment Institute, for example.
And it's jobs for many
Too,
people.
okay.
So love it. Another idea we had was the gravity dome. The gravity dome is basically a dome that you can turn on and off the gravity. And at the bottom there's cushions, so when you turn on the gravity, you don't hurt yourself when you fall. And then
Explain that again?
the gravity dome, you can turn on and off the gravity, because the gravity on Mars is much lower than it is here on Earth, 62% lower to be precise. At just 0.38 of the Earth is standard, and a person who weighs 100 kilograms on Earth would weigh only 38 kilograms on Mars.
Okay.
So you're also much lighter on Mars.
So why would you turn it off and on when you're in
This
there?
could be for fun, like a fun activity that people could have in the community.
Okay, so when they're in the dome, they can play and
Yeah.
jump and
Yeah, you
do
can
all
jump
kinds of
around.
things?
Yeah, they can bring like
And
balls.
they can
Okay.
stand on the ceiling, for example.
Yeah.
Next we have Operation Compost, and we can hire a group of people to explore Mars, searching for dead organisms and stuff for compost. And once we make compost, then we can make soil, and with soil we can plant plants, and then we'll get oxygen. So that's oxygen and some jobs for people.
And what is that? That has to do with it, or?
Yeah.
So that, explain
This
it.
is compost.
Okay, and so you're gonna have a compost
Yeah.
area, and then you're gonna use this, what is this here again?
This is the oxygen tank.
Okay,
Since there is no oxygen on Mars, this helps the astronauts breathe in space, and also people can sell them as for jobs because more and more people on Mars will buy them because they can breathe.
They have
can you show me how it works?
you just put it in your mouth and then it goes through the tube. And
That's really good, so it's like could you strap it on yourself sort of too?
it would
Very, well, nicely made.
Yeah, it would be on the back, but
Then people can see it.
yeah. That's
This is for the gravity, and this button right here, you can adjust the speed or not the speed, the gravity, and
it's a super magnet.
yeah, this part's the super magnet, and if you're
5 feet away or something, there would be like a magnet under you, and this is like half of it on Mars. And like if you're like,
I'm sorry, we're gonna cut you off. Girls, you can't be handing that out while they're doing this, so that's enough. Everybody got one, you're good. If everybody got one right now, you're good. You can hand out the rest later. We're in the middle of a presentation. People are more worried about that than they are about this. So please stop handing that out until you're done, okay? Go ahead, just pick up. Explain it again to me because I was very distracted.
okay, so this is the magnet. So like you could like stay on Mars without like floating up a little bit.
So do you stand near it to?
Well, you can stand like
Anywhere in this dome. So it starts out like this. So the scientists believe that if they melted the ice caps, it would be enough to make an ocean 35 meters deep. Then they could split the atoms with electricity and split it into hydrogen and oxygen. And they take that oxygen and pump it into an airtight dome. And then the magnet would be sort of in the center of the dome, so people all around the dome would be able to stay on the ground.
So you looked that up, Mark, the oxygen and water thing, about how you can take the oxygen from the water and do that? And then when the oxygen's in the dome, you're saying that this would actually help people stay close to the ground. Is that correct? Okay, great.
And so this is the light, and we're using it as the sun, so we can show that this is the planet, and then this is the water being, like the ice caps being melted.
Oh, I like that. So that's the sun?
Yeah. And then
Okay.
this is the planet, and this is the ice caps being melted into the ocean.
I like that simulation. Great job.
Okay, well, this is the 3D printer, and we believe that futuristic 3D printers could be fast enough to print a super rocket. So right now we're printing like a wing of a rocket, so we can mass multiply them to get more people back and forth to Earth.
How'd you know I would love a 3D printer in here? That's awesome.
Well, and then so like the dust storms on Mars are so intense that they can actually break off parts of rockets. So then they probably took a 3D printer with them and shipped it there.
So we put up here, we put like some pictures, and it says like the gravity on Mars and the moon and Earth.
And so the gravity on Earth is 100%, and then on Mars it's 38%. So and on the moon it's 16%. So Mars actually has only a little better gravity than the moon. And these are pictures.
And like this is also for like gravity, so like how much like you would like basically like how would you and like how
Great.
That's our project.
Very good. Thank you, guys. Ready?
Go.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is a wind turbine. Since there's so much dust storms on Mars, this is how we're going to get some of our power.
Good. And how would you do that?
When it spins, it creates the power.
Great. 'Cause it is very windy on Mars, right?
I have
That's
the
awesome.
poster of the rocket, and this also has a couple fun facts which I'll tell you. Mars is home to the tallest planet in the solar system, Olympus Mons. On Mars, the sun appears half the size as it does on Earth, and the largest canyon in the solar system is also on Mars, so the tallest and lowest spots. It is called Valles Marineris. And the world's largest solid rocket ship was half the size of a football field, so that's 50 yards.
Wow. And was that on Mars?
No, just rocket ship going into space in general.
Okay.
Because it's supposed to be like about rockets and stuff.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a rover. It's like how they're going to get around on Mars.
Wow.
So
That's cool.
this is like a solar panel, but
Mars has
instead
two moons, so it's kind of like a lunar panel.
Oh, I like that idea.
energy from the moon and creates it.
This is like a mini steering wheel.
It's a steering wheel and it has
There's been several phases of this rover, as I've seen.
yeah.
Started out with a different look, but you guys troubleshot and you ended up being a little bit more sturdy.
And we lost one of our wheels, so we have 3 hockey pucks and 1 rollerblade wheel.
And
the wheels have to be rough because there's a lot of bumpy terrain on Mars.
Sure, so you want to make it nice and tough.
This button here kind of activates the thing that picks up stuff with.
Like
Oh, it's like the claw.
Like for collection.
And instead of airbags, you have this, which kind of absorbs all the power.
Wow. Very cool.
And it comes from the side, just squeaks there.
So wait, what is the squeaking for?
It's instead of an airbag, it kind of
Absorbs the power.
Yeah, like if you're
Oh, if you
crashing
hit something.
into something.
Yeah.
It's like a shot. And here are some headlights.
These are headlights right here.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
And it's pink, so like you'll see it.
It's beautiful.
So you'll like see it against Mars.
Good invention. Love that. All right, what's next?
And then this poster is, Mars is called the red planet, as like everyone knows kind of. The average temperature is 81 degrees Fahrenheit. And Mars has 2 moons. Okay, Mars is named after the Roman god of war. Mars has the largest dust storms in the solar system, and Mars has 685 days in a year.
Okay.
So this is just a picture of the rover on Mars, and this is a rocket ship. This is just a picture of Mars.
Okay. Good, good.
Oh, Mars is what? 141,600,000 miles from the sun,
Wow.
and 14 million miles from Earth.
Very good. I like the little order of planets there. Very good. And the creativity, imagination. And what is this?
And this is our rocket ship that we built.
Okay, very nice. I like it. Rocket ship. I think that's great. Okay.
I like the colors.
Is that it?
Excuse me, teachers, may I have Sarah and Ruth Martinez in the office with their things, please?
Yeah. All right, before you guys go, so let's talk about what we contributed. Dean, what did you contribute? You can turn that.
We have, how are you going to watch to see what the weather is without a nice TV? So we have our remote control right here. It goes up to 9. So yeah, there's our little, then we have a little,
So it's like a solar TV?
yeah, we have a little antenna on the top that gets us our signal that we can watch TV. So that helps
Solar
out.
satellite. Okay.
And then this is the rocket ship that we built, and that's
Kind of like their home.
You have to turn it to see the engine.
Sorry, it's hard to turn, but and then up there, that's where we have a chair in there, and you're supposed to stand there for the gravity, so you can like travel.
You usually put your fuel in here, which powers it,
Okay.
gives it all of the energy.
And at the top, you can also see out of it, so that's helpful. So
That's really tall. That's awesome.
At first, our rocket broke.
Yeah.
So we had to kind of like
We had to upgrade it.
So now it really doesn't.
Okay.
Then we have this, which is we were trying to make a dome, but we couldn't find anything like this circular / ovalish. So we kind of used this, and this is just a little example of a dome.
So what we do is, since we have the bubble wrap, what happens is there's little holes, and then all the air from Mars goes into here, then it seals up, and then it releases inside, which gives us oxygen to breathe.
In the dome.
Yeah.
So
Technically, it's where you would live, and then this
In the
would be where you can transfer from
Okay.
different places. So that's
Great,
cool.
great. All right, anything else?
We have the moon shoes, which help you transport, and they help you jump really high.
Because Mars and
well,
it doesn't make them.
Yeah, help you like stabilize kind of on Mars
And
from
they
all
have
gravity.
this spring in the middle, and this.
They are
and then
really cool.
The bottom is
They would
like
be
kind
great
of like
on Mars.
tire material.
Yeah.
And so that helps you like not go forward. But if you were to go forward, it would. There's something in the back that stops you.
To stop
so
you.
couldn't really
Those are perfect boots for Mars. And do you have any facts?
Oh, we have.
She has a paper.
I got a poster. Okay, it's on the back. Okay.
So we have a poster, but then we put the facts on the back.
We couldn't fit them.
So
But they're also two-sided. So yeah.
Yeah, the more you can tell me that when I
Some
cut
facts
them.
are like, one was that Mars was formed about
Are you videotaping all this?
4.5 billion years ago, and it is 4,000 miles wide.
And on Mars, if you jump, it's 3 times more. Like, if you jump 6 feet on Mars, you would jump 18. Or if you jump 6 feet on Earth, you would jump 18 feet on Mars.
Right, okay.
And only 1/3 of spacecrafts have been sent to Mars successfully.
Oh, really? I didn't know that figure. That's cool.
Mars was formed about 4.0 years ago.
Great.
And scientists wear 30 glasses to study Mars.
Awesome.
Mars' crust is much thicker than Earth's, and it is made of one piece.
Mars in the winter, almost 20% of the air freezes.
And people have found frozen ice caps on Mars.
Okay. Great. All right, guys. Great job. Great job. So let's talk.
4, 3, 2.
1. Blast off! So in the rocket, we have buttons. Some say like speed, lights, slow, stop, eject. And to the right of us is like a heating pad because it's going to get like cold up in space. And also, another reason we have the heating pad is because on space there are forms of water, like in possible ice and water vapor, and you could like purify it and like heat it so it's not water vapor or ice anymore.
Wow.
And that's all for the rocket. And also the window.
Okay, great.
rovers are another way to get and see Mars more easily.
So, as you can see, it's a shopping cart, but it's not. So this
It's way more than that.
It's also pink.
This is a solar panel, so like it can. So it runs on like the sun. So you run and go to Mars like when the sun is close. Yes. And there's also a camera so you can like see it.
Yes.
So we can send data back to NASA.
Data, yeah.
And now for our posters.
Because of the orbit of Mars, there are only certain times that it would work to travel there. So once we get there, we would need enough supplies to last about a year.
There's been possible fossils of ancient life found. If that turns out to be true, this could lead to developing fossil fuels that we could use to get home. The main source of energy would be solar energy. We should travel to Mars when the sun is closest.
We could use another rocket for fuel, but what if it didn't make it?
Moxie is an instrument used to find fuel. What it will do is take carbon dioxide from Mars and convert it to oxygen. If we can get this to work, oxygen can be used to come back home.
We produce oxygen this way.
So what's Moxie again?
It's an instrument that they use to like find
Is that
fuel.
it right there?
No, that's just a rocket.
So this is actually a real thing, Moxie. That's great. I've never heard of it.
Excuse me, teachers, may I see Kara Songhurst and Caitlin McDonald when it's convenient, please?
We produce oxygen this way, then we can use it also to produce water. Then all we need is hydrogen, which is very light, so it would be easy to travel with.
The atmosphere on Mars is so thin that water cannot exist in liquid form. It can only exist as water vapor or ice. That's why, like we said, we have a heating pad in the rock. Mars has been visited by several UFOs.
There are many high mountains in Mars. Maybe rockets could land near them.
Only 18 missions to Mars have been successful.
There are high winds on Mars. Rockets should be heavy.
And our pictures?
1, 2, 3,
Mars!
Wow.
I didn't know that we were supposed to say very heavy. Oh, this is Mars. It kind of looks like a dust or rusty color.
It ran out of battery.
Okay.
Okay, so over here we have, this is Mars, and this, I don't know if you can see it, but there's blue, that's the permafrost underneath Mars.
Oh, I like that.
And then right here we have a greenhouse, and then our idea was to build a tube, a heated tube, to get the permafrost underneath the surface of Mars, melt it into water, and then we put it into the greenhouse to produce plants which give off oxygen, and then you can get double the fun because you can get water from out of the tube, and you can also get oxygen off of the plants.
Whoa, that's a first. That's a first.
So we built a rover so we could drive all over Mars and find new things. And it's also for finding the ice caps, and there's a laser on it, and it can melt it. So you
So
can
at
get
the same
water.
time, it's melting the ground or the permafrost, or what is it melting?
Ice caps.
The ice caps. Awesome. Wow. Wow. Very good. Very inventive. Go ahead.
We built this laser to separate carbon and oxygen, and it makes oxygen for the plants and for us to breathe.
And which one is that?
This is the laser, and then this is the oxygen going into the tree.
And where are you getting that oxygen from?
Well, we split carbon dioxide in half, and you get carbon and oxygen. So you have oxygen for the trees to give off, and then we breathe out carbon dioxide. And in the middle of trees, there's water. So if you get a tube and you put it in the tree, then water comes out for us to
Wow.
And if you're wondering what this yellow stuff is, we just did that to show the electricity in the laser.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Very simple. Very simple inventions, but they make sense and they follow your mission. All right,
Okay.
Continue.
So, we already told you what we got. So, right? Let's see, what should I talk about? So, right here, we have a picture of Mars next to Earth, and in small font, it says that the diameter of Mars is 6,794 kilometers, and that's about half of the diameter of Earth, which is 12,756.
Wow, it's similar to what we're talking about over here today. Very cool.
And then we have water. We got water from plugging in tubes that take the water from trees, and we put that water into storage. We also got lasers and melted ice caps on Mars' surface, and this is the diagram of the tube going into the tree and the water going into the plants.
That's awesome. That's very creative.
Well, Mars is known as the red planet because its surface is red, and you can
Why is it red?
because
What's in the soil that makes it red?
Iron.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that the difference of the two, like what Mars looks like and what Earth looks like.
Yeah, oh, that's really cool. Side by side like that.
And the planets that surround Mars are Earth and Jupiter.
For the water, we got the water from plugging in tubes that take the water from the trees. Oh wait, okay. We got the oxygen from getting the laser and cutting the CO2 in the air into oxygen. We also made a greenhouse that produces the oxygen.
So, Mars is the fourth planet from the sun. And in this picture, we have Mars, and there's a polar ice cap on it. And right here is, they're planning to build a 2020 Mars rover in 2020. And we have a picture of it right here.
Wow.
And it has...
You know what? I want you to ask our NASA lady about that on Friday because she'll tell us about that.
And
great. Awesome. Great job. Is that it, guys?
well, so the surface of the Mars.
Yeah, what is that? Are they the layers?
It's kind of like Earth because it has the mantle and the crust.
Right.
And then it has, well, this is called the possible solid inner core. And then the red stuff is the mantle. And then the thinner outer layer is the crust.
Do they have very similar layers that we do?
To the Earth.
Do they have a hot core like we do or no? I wonder how hot.
It says it's a solid inner core.
It's a solid inner core. I wonder if that's hot or cold or what.
I don't think it's going to be hot because it's solid.
Yeah.
You can talk about that.
And this
Be
is
careful, Johnny. Not too much movement.
this is how much of what Mars is made up of. 95.32% of carbon dioxide, 2.7% of nitrogen, 1.6% of argon, and 0.13% of oxygen, and 0.08% of carbon monoxide.
That's not a lot of oxygen, right? So very good, girls. I like your thinking. I like how you came up with all this. Is that it?
What this project is about. NASA might be sending 100 people to Mars in 2030. They need our ideas of how people can survive on Mars. We hope our ideas can help NASA with this project, and they can proceed with this project. Mars Chocolate Factory. The Mars Chocolate Factory makes enjoyable treats for the people who are living on Mars. The Mars Chocolate Factory makes Mars bars, Hershey Kisses, Hershey bars, Reese's peanut butter cups, and cookies.
Wow. Impressive. I want to work there. Don't hit it too hard. You're going to break the pen.
Sorry. The Mars robot tells you what job you have. You type your name in and information in the robot's computer. 2. The robot analyzes your information and decides what your job is. 3. A slip of paper slides out of the robot and tells you what job you have. Mars Robot Factory. The Mars Robot Factory makes all of their robots on Mars, which they are very useful. The factory makes the robots that were on the previous slide, which chooses your job. The Mars rocket. The rocket collects supplies from Earth. The rocket goes to the Earth and back to Mars. When it comes to Earth, NASA puts in all the stuff they need to survive on Mars, like fuel, food, water, clothing, and oxygen. That's it.
Okay, great. All right, Livia, back up. All right, hit that light, Gabby. So what else? Is this an example of what you talked about, all this stuff?
So, this is our robot.
I love it!
His name is Dave, which stands for Duelix Auto Visual Expert. And so, this is, he's just...
I love the name. What is it? Digital?
Duelix
Deluxe.
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 I keep auto-visual expert, yeah.
I love it.
And then so if you open the back,
Whoa.
there's a computer inside, and that's where you type what you want your robot to be. Like if you want him to, like if you want him to work in the chocolate factory, or you want him to sell, I don't know.
Tells the robot what to do.
Yeah, and then it earns money for you, and then to make sure you know what he is, there's a slip of paper that comes out of his mouth. So this one says chocolate factory.
Oh, that's great.
So this guy works at the chocolate factory.
That is so cool. So the robot, I thought the robot decided what the people would do on Mars.
No,
But the
it's
robots-
the robot does it, but it also like
It also chooses.
and you can also like buy it would like be more expensive, but you can buy a robot that does like really expensive, like really cool jobs like a scientist. It would be more money.
Oh, so you would have your own robot and the robot would be doing the work.
Yeah.
Okay,
so you don't
okay.
have to do
And
it.
it has a sassy pose.
Has a what? A sassy pose.
On his hip.
I love it. He is very sassy.
Sassy.
Okay, so what's next here? This is great.
This is the Mars Robot Factory. So this right here sends a signal to the moon for that we need electricity, and then the electricity shoots down here, and then it makes the robots.
Wow. So that's almost like what Ben Franklin sort of did, right? It's almost like his kite with the electricity. Is that the idea you're working from at all, or?
I don't know. we needed electricity to come down to it, so we brought it from the moon. And well, I don't know.
Well, you're trying to create it. That's awesome. Nothing wrong with that.
So this is where like the people control the rocket, like the job, and this is where they launch it, and they send this to and from Earth to get food and supplies and bring it back to Mars.
Awesome.
So this is the chocolate factory. So we have pillows,
And there's all the chocolates.
my pillow, Hershey Kisses, Hershey Buttercups, and what they make, our main one, are Hershey bars, and everyone gets one.
I feel like I'm on Oprah. All right, and what's in the back here?
Okay, these are. So this one just explains kind of what we
Envision?
Yeah. So we just have like everything we said here, and then we also have the Mars
All right, let's see
rover.
there. Oh, good.
The Mars rover. The Mars rover supervises the people on Mars to see if they are okay or not. Also to know if they need more supplies. And
I
then
love it.
over here we have some pictures, and we also have the temperature, the humidity. Yeah, and so.
And bonus, how to make a phosphometer.
Oh yeah, how to make a phosphometer. I don't
And what
know.
is that?
So, on Mars, the air is separated at 100% humidity at night, but under city
A little louder, Caitlin, and turn so
This
we can
is
see
because the huge temperature difference between day and night, and then it has the steps of how to make one.
it. Very cool.
So it basically tells what the temperature, like it shows the temperature of the day, and then it shows the temperature of the night, and they're so different. They're like really different, and it shows you the difference.
And it shows you how to demonstrate this. Step 1. Take a dry jar, take a clean, dry jar, and place the lid on it to allow to stand 10 minutes in a shaded
And what
area
is this
and
do?
observe.
What is it for? I'm having trouble. What is
It's
it
the
for?
oh, tells
Yeah, I think it tells
temperature
what
between
yeah,
So it's just like an indicator, right?
night
It's just
and
like a temperature gauge.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Very good, guys. Is that it?
Yeah.
Great job. You can turn that off, Johnny.
Okay.
So that's beautiful.
So I built kind of like a go-kart but for space. It has like a rocket, and these two doors open. Sometimes they don't, but there's a steering wheel inside.
Let's
The
see.
B and the C.
Wow, great. And that's for just fun, or what is it
Yeah.
for?
That was just for fun. I was just like driving
So like a go-kart, drive around. Four-wheeling it.
And then this is a swing set.
that, and if it, like when you swing up, you stay up longer because the gravity on Mars is,
I love that. I haven't heard of that one. Cool.
And there's another one for a baby. James, can you start explaining this?
Well, let's first start with this. This is a mask. And the thing is, this will probably come off. So that's why I got a hat. I love the 70s scissors, so. So I can actually see if this and sort of.
And what is the mask, what does this do?
Well, it helps people breathe, and actually, it's very easy to move, as in. Oh, there it goes.
So you can wear it and run around? Okay.
And then I'll explain the other thing. So,
2 more minutes.
right here, well, humans love destruction, as pretty much everybody knows. So, we have a roller coaster right here, runs into this, and then breaks it.
Wow, love
And
that.
I will actually let it go, so you may see the destruction. And there is a person in there. Actually, just the head, because I didn't feel like using a body. I
Okay.
think it's a little bit too much pieces. And
Fine.
the person's still safe.
And what is this thing here, the egg thing?
Oh, well, this is the video recorder because there's many beautiful sites on Mars, so people could sell videos, do that. That you can see in here. So, everybody loves that. And also, I will demonstrate this with Ethan.
I'll catch it.
Okay, Billy. Well, this is a Mars football because one of America's most beloved sports is football.
And it stays higher in the air.
Oh, I love it because of the gravity. So like a gravity football. Whoa, very cool. All right.
And I think that pretty much, except for Go Sixers.
Okay. Did you have facts that you want to tell us?
Alright. Mars has a very, very deep valley, some as big as 6 miles deep, which is And then Olympus Mons is the largest volcano in the universe. It is 3 times the size of Mount Everest. Olympus Mons is a shield volcano. And a typical day on Mars is 24 hours and 39 minutes.
Thank you for that. I don't think we've talked about that.
Here's some pictures.
And down here you have some more?
Yes. Mars is covered by craters from objects like asteroids hitting the planet. Just read anything.
Alright, just because Mars is a smaller planet doesn't mean it's without landmarks. Mars is filled with exciting locations.
And Mars, you might know this, but you might not. It has 2 moons.
Right, right.
And then
Great.
the dust storms on Mars are larger than any other planet in the solar system.
Great. Awesome, guys. Is that it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Good job. Good job. Okay, so what?